I'm a little bit at odds with Mother Nature now. I'm trying to put this footing down, but I only got a little chunk finished before it started sprinkling again. I have been told once again that this amount of rain is not normal for the area, so hopefully it's just a few more little sprinkles and it will be over soon. I was really hoping to complete the homestead area, but it's looking like I'm gonna have to fast forward my plan. I have a very brief window in the winter weather up in Montana, and I'm planning on making my very last trip, so
Whoa.
I've got to get an enclosure ready for Stewy whether I have the footing down or not. Since Stewy has been such a turd about escaping, I am going to have to put him in a solid fence, so I had to run into town and get him some panels. This is just going to be the most effective way to contain him while I'm away.
Nigel! Little buddy. Come on, Stewy.
Right away, Stewy knew something was up when I took him out of the dry lot. I made sure to use quite a few panels to make sure his temporary pen was big enough for him to move around, and hopefully he'll be able to stay calm and enjoy his own private place for a few days. I'm really hoping to go up to Montana one day, stay over another, and then drive back down in 3 days. Before I leave, I do have to fix the wooden fence that's along this shelter, but it looks like he is pretty much ready to go. I wanted to leave this evening and drive for maybe 6 or 7 hours and then make it the rest of the way tomorrow. I was just getting ready to leave, checking all of the horses, when I noticed something was up with Scarlet.
Oh, little girl.
Naturally, right when I thought I was going to be able to leave on time, I noticed that Scarlet had some porcupine quills in her nose. Typically, this is something that you definitely have to call a vet out for because most horses will not let you touch them. It is usually also very tricky to remove these without breaking off any little pieces, but it looked like Scarlet only had a few in her muzzle, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and see if she'll let me remove some. Typically, a vet would come out and sedate a horse for this, but in the end, I think it's going to be less traumatizing for Scarlet if I try to remove them myself. Even though she has had a vet work on her numerous times, she does still have a lot of trouble with new people, so I think getting poked probably 2 or 3 times or more is just going to be more stressful for her than me gently removing these things. I was pretty nervous about the first one, but as soon as I grabbed onto it with the hemostats, Scarlet jerked away and basically removed the first quill all by herself. It's really hard to make this a positive experience for the horse, but I made sure I had a bunch of her favorite treats. I've got 3 more quills to remove, so I want to make sure that she behaves fairly well for all of them and doesn't get too scared. If I can't get these out, then I will have to have the vet come out and sedate her and do a more thorough investigation. Thankfully, I have removed a ton of quills in the past, and these look to be quills from a younger porcupine, so they're not as thick and they're not as long as an adult's quills. For any of you guys that have been watching my journey with Scarlet, her muzzle was the most sensitive part on her body, and it took me a very long time for her to accept me touching it. After the second quill was removed, I was feeling pretty confident that she was getting to know the routine, and she was more interested in the treats than upset about having the quills removed. This could not have gone any better than I had planned. As soon as the hemostats were on the quills, she would just move a tiny little bit and pull them out herself. I was a little bit worried about the very last one because it was very embedded in the side of her face. With just a tiny bit of the tail end of the quill sticking out, this one is probably going to hurt the most for her. But with a few extra treats and a very careful placement of the hemostat so the quill doesn't break, this one came out as easy as the first 3. This definitely could have been a lot worse. I've taken out hundreds of quills from dogs. I don't know that I've ever had another horse get them. I'm not sure where Scarlet found this little porcupine, but there's a good chance it was in her pen hiding in one of the logs that is down. I was really thankful I was able to get all of these out without breaking off any pieces inside her face. I do still need to check the inside of her mouth and make sure that there aren't any other quills hiding under the skin. This little girl really impressed me today.
It's all right.
After feeling around the side of her face, I did not see any pieces of other quills in there. I was a little bit upset because with this amount of swelling, I think the quills may have been in here for maybe a day or possibly 2 without me noticing them. This is definitely going to change my plan for heading up to Montana tonight. I'm going to want to observe her at least overnight. She needs to get some anti-inflammatories just to make her more comfortable. So I'm going to sleep here overnight, and then hopefully I'll have everything together to leave in the morning.
Any of you boys get porcupine? Anybody sticking their snoots where it doesn't belong? Anybody okay? Snoot check. Snoot check. Hey. Good boy, Pete. Boys. Let me see our snoots. Oh, wait. Goosey. Goosey. Goose. Let me see your nose. Goosey. Good girls. Stu. Stewy. Stu? You're not stuck. Good girls. Oh, Mama. Your nose. Good boy. boys, eh?
Since there is a huge threat of snow in Montana, I need to make my window in order to get up there and back down before there's a blizzard. Scarlet seems to be in really good spirits, and I'm sure my husband is going to keep a very close eye on her. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.